Sylvia, and I wanted to talk to you about a little project that I'm doing with my piano. I've been teaching piano lessons to kids in my neighborhood, but what I noticed is my piano needed a repair. And let me show you why. Okay, so this is what's happening when I'm putting books on here of music books of any type. It seems like it doesn't take hardly anything for the books to start falling off and onto the piano while we're trying to play the piano. Okay, so what you can see from this view, this is like a kind of an exaggerated perspective, but there's a little groove in here where the music can fit, and it's super shallow. It's like less than a quarter of an inch, and it's rounded so that the music will kind of slip. This is the only thing that's keeping the music from falling off that edge. This I went and sanded down this afternoon while I was vacuuming. I just noticed it, and I thought, oh, well, hey, as long as I'm vacuuming, I might as well sand this down, because I got the vacuum up, and I can kind of just vacuum it off right away. Just to show you what this is like when the piano keyboard is open. This is the keyboard. I measured this piece here as being about 3/8 inch thick. And I know that there are usually pieces that you can get, hopefully 3/8 inch thick. If all they've got is like a quarter or a half inch thick, I'll have to think about what I'm going to do about that. But anyway, hopefully they have something that's up to 3/8 inch thick. That has a little bit of a height to it. It could be just even a little bit more added to that quarter inch there with kind of a ledge, and it would probably do the trick. And because, like I said, I don't want to put nails in my piano unless I can absolutely help it. What I want to do is to get some nice strong wood glue and to glue it together. And I need to get some glue. I need to get the piece that's the right thickness. And then when I've got everything glued together, I've got my, I guess you can see that, my latex enamel that I think I've used to paint over stuff on the piano before. And got some masking tape to hopefully mask off all the moving parts so I don't glue that together. And kind of an assortment of brushes. Hopefully this is good enough to do it. Otherwise, I may buy another brush with some tape. I used to tape music together. Okay, and another dimension that I used to measure was, well, how wide did I want it? Did I want it the width of a standard music stand so that I could set, a book of music on it that's maybe 2 feet wide or 18 inches wide? Or what happens a lot, we've got like sheetmusic.com where people can purchase and download sheet music by the page. Well, instead of turning pages, a lot of times nowadays, and this is already starting to fall off, we'll have, like, this is one that one of my students is singing, and another of my students might be playing piano for it. This is like 4 pages long. Well, it's taking up nearly the entire keyboard if all these pages were taped together. It makes sense to, go ahead and make a keyboard ledge, a music stand ledge about that long. Well, that's approximately 4 feet. The entire distance is a little longer, but I don't want to interfere with this edge or, this edge, because every piece in the piano can be removed, and the entire thing, aside from the basic case, can be disassembled by pulling pegs out of holes. Nothing in the piano, as far as most of the parts are not nailed together. So I don't want to get into a situation where I'm potentially painting things out or gluing things together or, anything like that. So I'm staying way away from the edges, at least, an inch or 2 inch away from either edge. Okay, so I went to Home Depot today, and I was so lucky I was able to get a piece of 1/4 inch by almost a half inch and almost a quarter inch. A quarter inch by almost a half inch. This is actually oak, and it's pretty straight, and it's a beautiful little piece of wood, and it was already cut to 4 feet long. Who would have known I hadn't gone to Home Depot like the standard lengths are. But it's actually 4 feet long. It's nice. The edges are already finished. I didn't even have to ask anybody to finish it for me. And it cost like a couple of bucks, $2. And got my wood glue. And so we're ready to roll. Ready to go. So what I'm going to do here is take my my ruler. See if you can see it there. This is actually my Great Women's Rulers. It lists all kinds of great women who have ruled, from Hatshepsut in the 15th century BC all the way to Aung San Suu Kyi in Myanmar as an opposition leader. Anyway, the front side of this wonderful ruler has inches on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure the distance. If I push this all the way to one end, the distance between this end and this is 4.5 inches. So half of 4.5 inches is 2.25 inches either side. And like I said, fortunately, this is pretty straight piece of wood. It's not perfectly straight, but it's pretty straight. Okay, so what I've done is I have taken that wood piece and I've glued it down, and I have wiped off the excess glue on the edges, and I've taken, because it needs to be clamped, and I don't have a clamp, I've taken pieces of tape, masking tape, and just kind of taped it in place. Fortunately, it's a pretty darn straight piece of wood, and looks pretty clean. And I've set my timer for 30 minutes. So in 30 minutes, that would be the time that you would take the clamp off. In 30 minutes, I'm going to try and take off this tape and see if hopefully it's going to hold. It's been 30 minutes, and I did show the whole thing. I did tape the whole thing about putting all this together, but unfortunately my batteries were running low. So we did miss that, and I wasn't willing to redo it just to get it on camera. So hopefully this is set well enough that I can start kind of carefully peeling off this tape. Let's see if I can actually do this, and it'll kind of stay in place. That oak smells kind of nice. That's really good. It's got a faint smell, but it smells really nice. Okay, so it looks like it's been pretty much so far. And I'm going to go ahead and let that dry overnight. And pull out this paper for now. Just pull out the paper. Because it's done everything it needs to do. I'm not going to be doing any more glue. As far as I know. And that is what it looks like right now. Well, it's dried overnight, and that wood is pretty much not going anywhere. Looks like that glue did hold. My only gripe about it is that, if anything, it's holding the book back too well, because when it comes time to turn the page, it's a little too tall, and I have to kind of lift the book up to turn the page. But for the long pages, like this, where we're setting out different pages long ways, it works perfect. So what I'm probably going to do, and I'm not going to make a video of it because this is going to be more of an easy part because I don't have to glue anything. Because I'm probably going to get a separate piece of trim piece with some grooves in it. That's maybe 1/4 inch thick, that's movable. Paint it, put some felt on it, get it 4 feet long, and when I have books with pages to turn, scoot it up front, and when I've got long pages, push it to the back. So I've just got a separate movable piece. I'll just paint that out black and put some felt on the bottom of it. So I'm not going to, like I said, I'm not going to take a video of it. The only thing I need to do with this, I did sand it a little bit to get the surfaces just a little bit smoother. Only thing I need to do is paint it, let it dry, and I've got a piano student coming in tomorrow, so hopefully it'll work out fine for the piano lesson. Everything's all masked off now. I'm ready to paint, and I've cut all this selection of different brushes. I don't paint very frequently, so I have no clue, what is going to be a good painting utensil to use. I just got this random assortment of stuff. I'll just see how it goes. So here's the finished product. This has been painted. I've also taken the time to retouch up some of this silver stuff that I did back here. These are the 4 pages that were flying all over the place before. They work just fine. The book works just fine, and I believe the pages will set up pretty well, even without the book behind them. So that is done. So here's the finished product, the new piano music stand. And the piano has actually been through its first music lesson with a student since being repaired. The music lesson went very, very well. We got through a lot of pretty complicated new music for her level, and nothing fell on the keys of the piano. Probably maybe for the first time in this little piano's life, maybe. It has a really nice ledge to put the music on. And I don't know if you noticed, but in the last part of the video, there was a little rainbow that kind of appears here because of the light. If you missed it, go back and find it again. And I wanted to talk a little bit about that. My grandmother and also my cousin's daughter are both named after the Roman goddess Aurora, and both of them have something to do with the piano. My grandmother's been gone for kind of a while, but it made me wonder if maybe the goddess Aurora was bringing us a little miracle of that little rainbow on the piano, saying, hey, this is a good thing, I've blessed it with my presence, and I'm letting your grandmother know that you still have music in your family. So, little magical moment I wanted to share with you. We do have music in my mother's side of the family, going back through her mother's lineage, Aurora, back through my great-grandfather, at least, if not before, because I know he tuned pianos and played piano by being a piano tuner. Before I finish the video, I want to mention one last thing, and it's that this piano is a very sweet, humble, very nice, very benevolent, beginner-level piano that is not an expensive piano. This black finish you see was something that it went through before I purchased it used. It was something that somebody had actually painted it black. This is not a black mirror finish that you get from a factory finish. And that is one reason why I felt it was okay to do this. If it were a stained finish, I would have taken a little bit more time to try and match the stain. It might have been a little more difficult. If it was the mirror factory finish, I don't know if I would have done this particular solution. But very pleased with how things worked out. And it was not expensive, just took maybe one evening out of my life, 2 evenings out of my life, or out of my duties that I would have done anyway. And very, very happy with how it went, and very pleased to know that it seems to have been graced by a magical rainbow. Until next time, enjoy playing piano, and have happiness in your life. Sylvia.